Oh, hi. Oh, crud. I got to adjust my webcam here. Give me 1 second there. Okay. All right. Okay. I wanted to talk tonight about a couple things. First, I want to talk about how a former White House Chief of Staff gave away his email password to some Russian attackers and how he wanted the FBI to investigate it. His name was John Podesta. John Podesta was also Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign manager. Now, the whole purpose of all the videos this week is to convince people that you need to care about cybersecurity. And I'm opening with a story about a guy who used to be a White House Chief of Staff. So he's not part of the 99%. He's part of the other 1%. But bear with me on this. Here's the deal. John Podesta is a campaign manager. He comes home some night. He's tired. He opens up his computer and he sees an email that claims to come from Google, and it says, your Gmail password's been compromised. Click here to fix everything and make it all better. So the guy who used to be the gateway to the President of the United States clicked here to make it all better. John, if this video ever makes it to you, well, you've probably already gotten enough grief for that, but I'm going to give you some more trash talk because you're a big boy and you can take it. Also, I need to pause. This is not a political thing. This is a quality thing. Republicans and Democrats, reds and blue people, they're all equally at risk. I'm going to pick on John Podesta because it was a big deal. One guy clicked on the wrong thing, went to the wrong website, and gave away his email password to the Russians. And so a whole bunch of embarrassing emails from John Podesta spilled out across the internet, all over WikiLeaks, and that could very well have influenced the United States presidential election. Now think about that for just a minute. One guy did one thing stupid, and that may have changed the whole presidential election in the whole United States. Now, what I want to do, write a comment. All right, I'm going to put a, and then he went to the Washington Post. He wrote a letter to the editor of the Washington Post, and he demanded an FBI investigation. Well, John, it doesn't take the FBI to figure out what happened. You were conned. Attackers are going to attack. Okay, now I'm going to post a link to that article in the comment right here and right here and right here. Copy and right here and paste. Okay, beautiful. Enter. All right, that's John Podesta. Well, okay, John Podesta was a former White House Chief of Staff. He's a big-time guy. Why would anybody care? Here's another story. In 2016, you've seen those. Anybody have a house with internet-connected security cameras? So you plug in your security camera, and then on your cell phone, you can see all the comings and goings around your house, right? 2016, whatever the date was, in August or September of 2016, thousands of these cheap security cameras were out there around the country. Now, the John Podesta story was one high-powered guy. This is a whole bunch of regular people like you and me. They went down to the store, they bought these security cameras, they plugged them into their house, and somebody out there compromised a bazillion security cameras and nearly shut down the internet. That could be you. You could be part of something that shut down the internet. Here's a link to that article. Here's a link to that article. Boom, and boom, and boom, and boom. Okay, and boom. Now, the whole point of this video was to try to convince you that you need to care about cybersecurity. That's example number 2. Here's example number 3. Remember that anybody shop at Target, like the store with the Target logo and the red card and all that good stuff? Does anybody remember the Christmas shopping season 2013? 40 million people had their credit card numbers stolen during the time, the couple weeks between Black Friday and the middle of December. It was a big deal. It was all over the news. It was the biggest data breach that had ever been, or the biggest credit card breach that had ever been reported up to that time. And other records were set since then. Well, guess what? There's an HVAC company, or an HVAC company in Pennsylvania named Fazio Mechanical. Just a small HVAC company. They deal with air conditioners for a living. That's what they do. Well, that HVAC company took care of a bunch of stuff at Target, and they had a login to Target's invoicing system. Fazio Mechanical didn't care a whole lot about cybersecurity, and their antivirus was crap. Somebody at Fazio Mechanical, just a small little company, somebody at Fazio Mechanical opened the wrong email attachments and let their computer become a drone for an attacker from Eastern Europe. The attacker figured out that there was a password to the invoicing system inside that computer, and then they used that password to invade Target Corporation, and then they ran rampant through Target Corporation's network. They found 20,000 point-of-sale systems. That's where you check out at the store, point-of-sale systems. They compromised 20,000 of them, and they stole 40 million credit cards. One HVAC company in Pennsylvania led to that massive data breach, 40 million credit cards. Now, Target had plenty of problems in its own network, but step one of that ugly chain of events was one small HVAC company in Pennsylvania. Hang on, here's a link to that story. Boom, copy, go here, paste, and go here. One more. I got one more. This one's close to home. I got one more. Now, this one, back in 2008, remember the Norm Coleman for Senate campaign? Vote for Norm. It was Norm Coleman versus Paul Wellstone. Well, Wellstone won by the smallest of margins, just a super slim margin. There were recounts and recounts of recounts and court challenges and stuff. Well, it turns out that Norm Coleman, the guy who sat on committees to decide some of the stuff about listening to music online and those kinds of things, it turns out that Norm Coleman had a spreadsheet for all of his donors sitting right there on his website. A United States senator didn't care enough about cybersecurity, and so if you donated to the Coleman campaign, you set yourself up to become an identity theft victim. Here's the story, right here, and 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 right there. So I've given you a few examples. The word that we used yesterday was interconnectedness. Try saying that 3 times fast. I almost messed up trying to say the word 3 times fast. Interconnectedness. It's the internet. We're all interconnected with each other across the planet. What somebody does in Minnesota could have a super duper effect on somebody in Hawaii or Russia or South America or anywhere else on the planet. The goal this week is to convince people that cybersecurity is important, and then we'll do some more how-to stuff next week. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about why the Department of Homeland Security won't protect you from bad guys across the internet. I've burned up almost 8 minutes tonight, so thank you for hanging out with me, and I'm going to end the video now.